Alright, welcome back for another replay cast. This is going to be my last match as the Skaven. So I'm coming in here with Queek Headtaker as my lord. I've got 2 Plague Claw catapults, 3 squads of Skaven slaves, 2 squads of clan rats on the flanks, 2 squads of clan rat spears. They're going to be sitting on the Plague Claw catapults, 2 squads of death runners, and 2 squads of plague monk censer bearers. My opponent is playing as Slaanesh, and he's got Prince Sigvald as his lord. He's got a Chaos Sorcerer of Slaanesh Shadows, Spawn of Slaanesh, Devoted Marauders. Looks like 3 squads of Devoted Marauders, 2 with spears on the flank, 2 more on the left. So he's got 5 squads of Devoted Marauders standard, 3 squads of Furies, and looks like that's all. So this is, I believe this map is called Crossing the Sea of Claws. I'm gonna speed this up a little bit on the approach, and you can see I'm just looking to get my Plague Claw catapults positioned on this downhill. Just give them a good line of fire, line of sight. And initially, I started sending Skaven slaves off to points 1 and 3. I ended up pulling away from point 3 and coming back this way because I saw there was already 2 squads of infantry headed down there, and I didn't think that my clan rats would be of any value going over there. They would just go and get killed in melee combat, and it would be a waste of resources, even though they're pretty cheap. So right away, lots of Furies coming to dive on top of the Plague Claw catapults. I kept my censer bearers over here because of that, so that they could support the clan rat spears. And you'll see that these guys have the contaminated debuff on them on their attack. So when they're hitting the Furies, they're gonna tank their leadership even faster than they normally would. Furies already don't have great leadership, and so this will help me chase them off of the catapults and get them shooting again quicker. They summoned in another squad of Furies, and so that's what's going on up on the hillside. Down here we got Sigvald going after Queek Headtaker, Spawn charging into my Skaven slaves. They're gonna get smashed by these guys. Death runners over here as well. Ideally, I want to get the death runners on top of the devoted marauders and using their anti-infantry. But my squad over here, I wanted to cut off the Chaos Sorcerer. I wasn't sure what he was going to be getting into, and I do have a tendency to focus on lords and heroes. Maybe not entirely necessary to dedicate these guys to him over here, but they're getting good damage value on him. Pit of Shades going down. I did bring in a Hell Pit Abomination. I brought in the Hell Pit Abomination because I figured, given what's on the field right now, the main threat to me was going to be the large threat, which was their Spawn of Slaanesh, and I figured he could deal with them, and then also with the Chaos Sorcerer if I can get on top of him. The Sorcerer, depending on the way he's moving him, can evade the Hell Pit Abomination, given his speed, but if he wants to get into combat or whatever, he always has that threat of this guy charging him down. Queek doing decent against Prince Sigvald. I think he is a better melee character. He doesn't have quite the weapon strength, but he's got better armor piercing. He does have the anti-infantry as well. So Hell Pit Abomination jumping on top of Prince Sigvald, I figured that was going to be the best use of him at this point in the match. So my opponent's got point 3, he's got point 2. He also is going to be taking point 1. His Devoted Marauders are going to do away with my clan rats. And he brought some Hellstriders over here around the side and flanked my catapults, and were able to chase them off. So I got wolf rats with poison going over there. I didn't have my clan rats with spears sitting in a screening position like I should have. Ideally, these guys would not have gotten charged off. And look, it's happening again. So unit positioning, you can see I'm doing not the best job of protecting these guys. But overall, I am ahead on the damage value, even though I'm behind at victory points and whatnot. And my artillery kind of got pounced on there. But the wolf rats and the Skaven, or the clan rat spears, are going to take out these Hellstriders. The Spawn of Slaanesh are also very low, so they're going to get dealt away with 2. Hell Pit Abomination still doing his thing, fighting off the Chaos Warriors over here alongside the Plague Monks and the Death Runners. We got Rat Ogres that charged in. I was going to chase down some Marauders with them, but they ended up pursuing into Devoted Marauders with spears. So that's somewhere you want to get out of. So I'm going to be sending these Rat Ogres away from them, use their speed and their mass to get away from an unfavorable engagement, and go after this Chaos Sorcerer. So Prince Sigvald is pretty horribly beaten right now. He's down below 800 health. Queek was just doing a good job of dueling him, and I was making sure to take advantage of the speed on Queek and track him down. So luckily winning that duel there, Plague Monk Sensor Bearers and Death Runners matched up against Chaos Warriors with Hell Scourges. They're going to do pretty well against them, I'd say, especially since there's 2 squads. We got some Demonettes of Slaanesh coming over here, and so this is when I run of Queek, because although I'm feeling generally confident given the damage value, a lot of that is held up in damage value on Prince Sigvald, because I want to say he's like 2,000 something cost overall. And so I wanted to bring Queek back and save him from the Demonettes. They would probably deal with him pretty well. Hell Pit Abomination jumping on top of her. Because there's not too many large targets that the Hell Pit Abomination is able to get on right now, I wanted to make sure that I was using it on high value infantry that weren't going to be able to do a ton of damage to him. Because again, Demonettes are mostly like an anti-infantry piece from what I've seen. I don't think they're going to do too well against a unit like a Hell Pit Abomination. So having him get in there and distract them a little bit, just put some splash damage on them with his area of effect attacks is good. Death Runners and Rat Ogres coming in to support. You see he's got some Seekers over here as well. I got a Eshin Sorcerer on the way. I have an area of effect spell that I brought, Black Whirlwind, and I was really contemplating using it over here, but I wasn't sure if it was the type that kind of travels around, and I didn't want to risk shredding some of my elite infantry as well. So Pit of Shades going down on my Plague Monk Sensor Bearers to help protect Sigvald. He's doing well against them. His regeneration's kicking in. You can see just not too long ago he was below 800 and now he's back up to 1200. But at that point I was pretty far ahead in the damage value. I want to say I was like 4,000 ahead, and my opponent had the victory points. He had control over all 3 victory points, although I might have just taken this one recently, and he was going to get this one eventually if he doesn't already have it now. I think the capture weight was probably pretty split there, so I wasn't, neither of us were able to fully take it, but I guess he figured with the damage value and where that was at and how Sigvald's shape was, and it was a losing battle for him. So well played. It was a pretty quick one, but sometimes those like blitz style matchups are pretty fun to play. It was just quick clash, damage value went my way, and that was that. So let's take a look at the results here. So look at that, and this is exactly what I was talking about. Queek did really well in combat against Sigvald, and that got him a lot of value. The Plague Monk Sensor Bearers got pretty good value. The Plague Claw Catapults didn't get too much time to shine. I didn't do the best job of protecting them, but he did invest, my opponent invested a lot of assets into pressuring them, and I think I probably got a lot of value fighting them off. Death Runners did pretty well. Clan Rats, you're not going to expect to get much value from them, but Hell Pit Abomination, pretty good value. I think he costs 1,700 or 1,800, and so getting this much from only losing this sliver of health is pretty nice. Rat Ogres did some pretty good work, and the Wolf Rats did all right as well. Given how long the match went, you know, a lot of the units, seeing the damage values in a situation like this isn't going to tell a whole story. I think the only spell I really got to use was a debuff spell from my Eshin Sorcerer, so I probably had plenty of Winds of Magic to use there. So Sigvald did okay. Probably could have been used against some of my elite infantry and stay away from Queek. So Chaos Sorcerer Shadows got some Pit of Shades dropped, and so got him some good value there. Spawn didn't do great. The Furies did not great. Marauders was very mixed, but pretty poor performance overall. I think there weren't too many good trades between the Death Runners and the Plague Monks getting on top of these guys. They didn't have too much opportunities to accrue value. Most of the hits that they were getting off, I believe, was against my Clan Rat units, so you're not going to get too much from that. And outside of that, nothing else too much going on. So well played to my opponent. Thanks for watching. Again, this is going to be my last match as a Skaven for now. And I'll figure out who I want to play next. I'm going to take a look at the leaderboards on Total Tavern and see what factions are performing how. With the recent patch, those performance charts are going to change a lot as far as what factions have what win percentages. So I'm going to see kind of who are the downtrodden factions right now. And if any of them are ones that I haven't played, I'll probably start picking them. Again, just to learn the game in an effective way for me and in a fun way for me. I like the challenge. And thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.